Brazil vs Colombia, World Cup 2014 by Ohidur chat. Especially the first half was extremely amusing. Metaphorically speaking, it was appealing and scrumptious, as if the nectar was oozing out for the viewers and the spectators. It is also true that the rhythm was marred by fouls and injuries, of which Neymar's was the worst. From the beginning it seemed Brazil would be through. The match reminded me of a knockout one, Netherlands vs Mexico. Here lies the difference. The former match has drawn far more attraction to the viewers than the later because of Brazil. In many places wherever there is Brazil or Argentina, there are spectators, is like an advertisement. Wherever there is a school, there is coca-cola. Moreover, the situation may be compared to the tides. In case of high time, navigation is possible, but in case of ebb time, the boats will remain stuck on the soil or navigation will turn impossible. Similarly, when Brazil and Argentina are out, the viewers are also out, let alone this World Cup on Brazilian soil. In this World Cup, one thing is very special to me. No team seems to be too weak to compete, compared to the other World Cups so far, even when the number of participating countries has been risen to 32. No team has been seen flickering or dimming or has been marked that they would definitely concede the defeat. For example, Ghana, Korea Republic, Japan, Iran, Australia, etc. have played very well. They have been defeated but able to bring size to the viewers that they were unfortunate at times. To add my personal view, Nigeria showed the similar performance, but Cameroon could not, as if they have been relegating for the latest World Cups. Particularly the stronger teams change their style in every match, let alone in every World Cup. Brazilian style definitely varies from World Cup to World Cup as well. Specifically in case of the same World Cup, changing style in different matches should be positive, and this is mainly for the adaptation to the situation. Every game looks very dangerous for the players, as if the better the players are, the more vulnerable they are in terms of injuries. For example, Neymar has been under threat in every minute. This match was even more threatening for him. And at last the similar consequences befell him. He was stretched off and replaced, immediately taken away to hospital, diagnosed with a fractured vertebra and reported to have rest for quite some time. And that is the end of his participation in the last two matches in the semi-finals. The absence of Neymar is not all, as also the captain Thiago Silva, who was yellow-carded like the previous match. Controversy prevailed all through the match as fewer yellow cards were shown against Colombia. Needless to mention, Juan Zuniga jumped high like the ball itself and dashed Neymar's lower back with his knee in the 86th minute. It was such a heavy blow to his back, no one else could have controlled, and as such, he dropped to his stomach. In these circumstances, the FIFA law may be tightened further in such a way that no player dares to commit any foul, let alone any injury. If done, the number of goals may increase, turning up the amusement of the viewers. The Brazilian first goal was spectacular in the 6th minute. The corner kick happened to be perfect as the ball passed over the crowd near the goal to the blank in front of Thiago Silva, who passed the ball by his left knee into the back of the net. The Brazilian second goal from Luiz's stunning free kick was dramatic in the 68th minute. The free kicks are usually taken by Neymar, but this time David Luiz took it instead. Actually, Neymar's free kicks were ineffective in this match, and the balls passed either over the crossbar or over the sides. So to say, the goal by Luiz's kick was rather a matter of fortune. Besides, variations in these cases turn positive in cases. Later on the same thing happened. Instead of Rodriguez, another player took the corner kicks. However, the kick was more than perfect and rarely as impeccable as ever. It was taken from 35 yards with pure power. He cracked the kick directly into the highest right side of the goal. The keeper Ospina could have done no better than fingering the ball a bit. On the other hand, in the 79th minute, Colombia availed of a penalty shootout, successfully turning down the difference to 2-1. This was also another opportunity of James Rodriguez, who had already scored 5 in the previous 4 matches. Now the number of his goals has risen to 6, which is more than any other player's. But at the same time it is most unfortunate for him that he has lost opportunities to score further as Colombia are out. The situation is like Croatian striker Dava Suka, who is currently the president of Croatian Football Federation. Croatia were defeated by France in the semi-finals but won the third position in the World Cup 1998 in France, where Suka scored 6 goals and won the Golden Boot in reward. However, Rodriguez's penalty shot was different and impeccable. He paused moving a little and resumed moving. It seemed he was nervous. But probably he tried to swindle the keeper. Otherwise, he would not have been able to shoot parallel to the ground and towards the right corner of the goal. The famous Brazilian keeper dived on the other side interestingly. And it was he who was yellow carded for the foul of obstructing the player right before the goal, though he was hurt and his effort to save the goal was risky. In the 84th minute, Colombia's second netting turned into a dream but not a reality, unfortunately. There was an outstanding work from Ramos and Baca in Brazilian penalty area where Mario Yepes pushed the ball inside the goal, but it was declared offside. It was like a common saying in Bangla Kanapa Gortipaw, a blind man's foot always falls in the holes. The attitude shown by Brazilian players after the game was over was also remarkable. Hulk swapped his jersey with Rodriguez's after a prolonged embracing with sympathy and affection. Moreover, Hulk seemed unfortunate in the last matches as he missed a number of opportunities, though he may have better opportunities against Germany as both Neymar and Silva cannot participate. In case of referring, I have some absolutely personal opinions. The job of a referee is too tough because of various reasons. His limitations may be the foremost obstacles. Unlike cricket matches, the use of the third or fourth official is hardly possible, though immediate communications go on via electronic network. 22 players do not play scattered all over the field. Wherever there is the ball, there are around 10 players. Besides, hitting, pushing and minor fouls are rampant in the field and even far away from the ball at times. To identify the serious fouls out of so many requires some extra ability. A player may take rest, but the referee cannot, even when he is much older than the players, though he needs not run fast. The incidents go on so fast that it becomes too difficult for the referee to give the perfect decision. In these circumstances, as I mentioned earlier, the only way to solve these difficulties is to tighten the law so that it develops among the players an attitude to avoid fouls. Published in News24.com on the 5th of July 2014. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.